That day I asked God, who do I give the car to? He said, take it to Mokba. I went to Mokba. He was attending to people. I said to him, God said I should drop this car. Mokba is stand up. I said, drop the car, drop the document, God bless you. The car of almost 30-something million. I was expecting kneel down, Kapadudu Kashuda. I was expecting the kind of prayer maybe nobody has prayed before. I got out of his house, walked to the gate as a musciously mumu until the 5th month. I was in a conference here in Port Harcourt to preach for Daddy C. At that time, I finished preaching. I was leaving. He carried one of his best car and said, God said I should give you. While I was collecting the key, another of his son in the Lord said, no, Papa, God said I should also give him a car. I left that church that day with 3 cars. Tell your neighbor financial dominion. To have financial dominion is to rule over money. To have power over money and not money having power over you. Am I talking to somebody here? When God created all the things in the world, He created Adam and Eve and kept them in the Garden of Eden and said to them, dominate, rule. Dominate and rule. He said, I have given you power. Over all. Not some. Not few. Not little. But when the evil came, he was sent out from the dominion that was given to him. Sir, a poor man is a poor man. A rich man is a rich man. No matter how you jealous a rich man, it can be poor. Nobody jealousies a poor man. The reason people jealous you is because you are not poor. I told you yesterday. I said the fact you don't have a house does not make you poor. Yes, sir. The fact you don't have a car today does not make you poor. The fact that nothing is moving around you today does not qualify you or classify you as a poor man. What draws poverty is a man without vision. Is a man who does not have tomorrow. I don't know what I'm talking to somebody. Build your resources around a man that has capacity. And your resources will never scatter. Instead, they keep growing. Am I talking to somebody here? Listen to me the next 10 minutes. When your eyes is depending on a man, if you have billion, it will scatter. That's right. But when your eyes is sold on God, your 10 naira can be billions. I don't know what I'm talking to somebody. He said, look up to the hills, for where comes my help. My help comes from the Lord, who makes the heavens and the earth. Your uncle may not like you, but be giving you money. Your enemy may not like your face, but he's dashing you money. Because he is not the one doing it. There is a supreme being that is greater than him. car. Have you ever done something and you ask yourself, am I charmed? Why did I do this? We went to preach in Kaduna. I paid my flight, paid his flight. We got to Kaduna, we got to Abuja. There was no flight to Kaduna. We took a charter vehicle from the airport and we got to Kaduna. When we got to Kaduna, the pastor came, saw me and saw him and saw my former protocol, and he was scared. He said, how do I take care of these people? When he saw the car we took from the airport to where to Kaduna, and the car he drove to come and carry us, he was afraid. The hotel he booked for us, he was scared to take us to the hotel. When we got there, and look at Ansha. Ansha looked at me. And Ansha went to him and said, which one is the best of the best? The man said, that one costs more. He said, just tell me. He said, okay. He took us to the place. A night was 109,000. And we're supposed to be for 5 days. And I paid for 3 rooms. When we were on the altar, I was preaching. And I saw just 10 people the first day of the program. The man was shaking. He was scared. I could see fear in him. And I talked to him and said, relax. That the next 3 days, what will happen here will shock you. I was preaching, I was talking, people were coming from their houses. And before the service came to an end, we had 305 people. I don't know what I'm talking to somebody here. The next day, it increased to 510. The last day was 790 people. And when we want to leave, he gathered all the money and brought to me. And said, Papa, take. I said, what are you doing? He said, Papa, this is all I can do. And I said to Aisha, take money from my bag and give it to the pastor. He brought money and gave it to him. And the pastor collected the money and said, for what? I said, God said I should sow a seed to the ministry. And when we left, the man was not himself. Today is one of the richest pastors in Kaduna. He hosted us again after 4 years and booked first class for us. Kept us in a room of 309,000 for the night. When I was leaving, he gave me a check of 3.6 million. Sir, when infinity meets with divinity, there is always a brutality. Am I talking to somebody here? Yes, sir. Your present today and now is not the end of your chapter. Yes, I came to challenge you. It may look rough now. Your pocket may be empty. Your bank account may be empty. Your children may be out of school. It is just for now. He said, weeping may last for a night. So underline the word a night. means for just one night. He didn't say for nights. He said for just a night. In the end, there was a conjunction that said, God, joy comes in the morning. Sir, ma, ladies and gentlemen, your now is better than your yesterday. Your yesterday may be worse than your now, but your tomorrow will be better than your now and yesterday. Your tomorrow will be better than your now and yesterday. Your tomorrow will be better than your now and yesterday. Jump on your feet and shall never again. Sit down, I'm coming. They have condemned you because they feel you don't have money. Sir, if you don't go through the worst state of mockery, the lion in you will not manifest. It is the ye that provoke the lion. If trouble don't come, the real you will not manifest. Sir, I've gone to the mountain. I've seen people who prayed. I have prayed for 12 hours. I have prayed for 19 hours. But I met a man on the mountain who prayed for 48 hours. Non-stop. No, when I mean non-stop, he did not pray too much. All the man was saying, Oluwa, 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 for 48 hours. And he was on one spot. No food, no water, no break. And you that prayed for 2 seconds, you say God has not answered me. Ladies and gentlemen, the destiny of greatness is not in the prayer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Give me your ears for 5 minutes. Your greatness of wealth is not in your prayers. It's not in your mountain. It's not in your fasting. It's in your sacrifice. It's in your what?
Sacrifice.
2009. One of my sons gave me a very brand new car. That was when Prado G came out. A tear rubber. When I checked the receipt, at that time it was 26 million. I was happy and said, my destiny has started. While I was praying, God said, the car is not your car. As I was raising my hand, saying, Father, thank you. I heard that car is not your car. My hand fell down slowly. And I turned my back. I said, Satan, I bind you. I don't know what I'm talking to somebody. I turned my back. I said, maybe that is the direction. I said, Satan, get thee behind me. And the Lord said to me, I am not Satan. The car is not your car. I carried the car. That was where I ended my prayer that day. I said, maybe today I'm hearing strange spirits. I went and took my belt. I entered the same car. As I was driving, I had a terrible accident. But the worst part of it, nothing happened to me. Nothing happened to the car. But the person I hit his car was scattered beyond repair. And the man said, you must buy my car. Sir, when God wants to bless you, He gives you trouble.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Trouble you cannot explain.
You didn't hear me well. Anytime it is your turn for God to raise you up, it gives you a problem that is bigger than you. I emptied all my account money and fixed another person's car. Nobody told me to return the car. That day I asked God, who do I give the car to? He said, take it to Mokbai. Drove the car. I went to Mokbai. He was attending to people. I said to him, God said I should drop this car. Mokbai stand up and said, God bless you. I don't know what I'm talking to somebody. A car of almost 30 something million. I was expecting kneel down, Kapadudu Gashuda. I was expecting the kind of prayer maybe nobody has prayed before. He said he was drinking tea and was entering his bedroom. He said, drop the car key, drop the document, God bless you. I sat in his parlor for 2 hours, he didn't come back. I got out of his house, walked to the gate as emotionally mumu. It was when I got to the road, I checked my pocket that there was no one there. All the things I had apart from my phone was inside the car. I was contemplating, where do I go from there? Should I go back to carry my car? Should I go back to carry what? Something was just displaying in my head. How I get to Port Harcourt, nobody knows. 1 month passed, nothing happened. 2 months passed, nothing happened. 3rd month passed, nothing happened. 4th month passed, nothing happened. And I went back to God, I said, today, now me and you. Sit down here and let's talk as father and son. Let's reason together. And he asked me, what is your problem? I said, the thing you say I should keep. What is my own gain? I waited for answer, no answer. The same way I entered the place of prayer, that was how I left the place. God never spoke. Until the 5th month, I was in a conference here in Port Harcourt to preach for Daddy C. At that time, I finished preaching. I was leaving. He carried one of his best car and said, God said I should give you. While I was collecting the key, another of his son in the Lord said, no, Papa, God said I should also give him a car. I left that church that day with 3 cars. And that was the beginning of open doors. Can I talk to somebody? God might have spoken to you, but you are deaf. Because you are too stubborn and too stingy. Money is called currency. It flows. When you tie it one place, another will not come. I don't know what I'm talking to somebody. But I'm not telling you to do something stupid with it. Every man must have what I call table of preference. I don't know what I'm talking to somebody here. Everybody must have what I call table of what? Preference. He said, the Lord shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory. He didn't say your what? A man's wants are unlimited. I don't know what I'm teaching something here. He said he will bless the works of your hand. How are you going to the market, no list in your hand? The whole 20,000 naira they gave you, you carry all to the market. You will come back holding credit even in the market. Do don't have time. He said, the rich and the poor meet together, the Lord maketh them all. The question is, which of the level and position are you ready to belong? I don't know what I'm talking to somebody.
Yes, sir.
Lazarus died, went to heaven. Abraham already died and went to heaven. But the two of them were not in the same frequency. Abraham already had a bosom because he died as a wealthy man. When Lazarus died, he went to the boys' quarter to go and stay. And even people in hell have access to him. They disrespected him, disregarded him. And said, Father Abraham, send Lazarus.
Send your boy
To dip his hand in the water and quench my thirst. Imagine a man who was poor on earth is now a messenger in heaven. The same way he was a messenger on earth, he was also a messenger in heaven. Sir, now hear me well. It is one thing to shout error. It is one thing to shout God forbid. But every year you shout God forbid, you are still in the same level.
Amen. No,
Every day you shout not my head, but you are still there.
Spirit of Onongono.
One day a boy called me. He said, Daddy, I said, how did you get my number? Why are you calling me Daddy? He said, somebody gave me your number. He says, I'm talking to you. I am at the pit toilet doing fasting. It's not a laughing matter. I thought he was telling me that he's in a mess in an English word. The thing rang bell on my head. I called him again. I said, are you in a mess? Are you in a problem? He said, no, sir. A prophet has given me fasting. That the only way my problem can be solved is to go to a pit toilet, sat down there and do fasting. Inhaling all the rubbish that people affecate inside the pit toilet. I said, is that how your problem is worse? How has your problem become so worse that they had to give you fasting in a pit toilet?
Child, he's gone. Oh, nah.
And I was angry in the spirit. I said, stand up there and go. He said, what do we? I said, stand up there and do what? And go. Sir, when two powers meet together, the lesser one must bow. He said the worst part, they gave him 7 days prayers in the pit toilet. But can I talk to you? I said, can I talk to you?
Yes, sir.
5 minutes more. Inside the pit toilet, it was out of wickedness. I don't know what I'm talking to somebody
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir.
My God can't stay around the pit toilet. He said cleanliness is next to godliness. I don't know what I'm talking to somebody here.
Yes, sir.
The reason why men can't come near you and you think it is Satan from your father's house is because you are having body odor. How can you wake up and tie wrapper from morning till morning?
Spirit of me.
I don't know what I'm talking to somebody. Sit down for a few minutes. And tomorrow you enter fasting and clap your hand and say, God is not answering my prayers. I've always told you, when you don't have roll on, go and look for air freshener. Option is option. Air freshener has perfume. Very fine fragrance. If you wear it on your body, nobody will know it's air freshener. I don't know what I'm talking to somebody. When last has somebody look at you and say you look good? Every day you are looking mamashous. And you think that God will come down from heaven to bless you. I was talking in the headquarter church. I said to them, the difference between a company mechanical engineering and a roadside mechanic is their package.